Today I'm going to be installing the art type packages on Ubuntu 14.04, and those art design type. I'm going to be installing programs for image creation, image editing, audio creation and editing, and video editing. And those programs that I'm going to be installing are GIMP, GMIC, Inkscape, Krita, MyPaint, Scribus, Blender, Kdenlive, and Audacity. And the first one I'm going to install is GIMP. And you can do the sudo apt-get install GIMP, but that's just going to give you the version that comes with Ubuntu 14.04, which isn't the latest version. So I'm going to install GIMP from this PPA. And as you can see, the version in the PPA is 2.8, which is the latest version. I think maybe 2.6 comes with Ubuntu if you just do the regular install. But let's say at the PPA in the terminal, sudo add repository PPA auto press enter, sudo apt-get update. Okay, they say I have a duplicate sources. So let's just quickly go to here, see, and that's not a problem with the package I'm trying to install. Let's see where I have the duplicate. Okay, here's the duplicate, I think. Yeah, this was added twice. Okay, so I just need to remove that one. I want to remove that one. Okay, and that leaves one. Okay. It was the Chrome. So go back. So let's just sudo apt-get update again, and that should clear everything up. Yes, that fixed everything. So now let's sudo apt-get install GIMP GMIC. Yes. Almost done. Okay, it should be installed. Let's go see. Type in GIMP 2.8. And yes, that is the correct version. I can just go ahead and close that. Till I'm done by that. And I'm done by this. Now, let's go ahead and move on to Inkscape. Inkscape is a vector graphics creation program. And I haven't used it much, but it's really good. I guess it's comparable to Illustrator, maybe not as robust, but when you think of Inkscape, you think of a vector creation, a vector graphics program, sort of like Illustrator. So again, the Ubuntu basic repositories already have a version of Inkscape, but it's not the newest version, so I just used the PPA, and this is the Inkscape PPA here that I'm getting ready to add. Alright, PPA, Inkscape .dev stable. Okay, it's updating. Okay, so the current stable release is 0.91. Okay, let's install it now. Sudo apt-get install Inkscape. Okay. Almost done. Okay, let's see if Inkscape is installed. And it is 0.91, the version that I wanted to install, so that's done. So I can check that off the list. Now it's time for Krita. Krita, I installed GIMP, and you can do some of the things, a lot of the things you can do in Krita, but GIMP is an image manipulation package more so than for illustration purposes, and Krita is more for image creation and illustration and things like that. I've seen people make comics with it, web comics, illustrate books, all kind of things like that. And you can do some of those things in GIMP too, but Krita is a nice package focused specifically on those types of things. And again, Krita does come in the default Ubuntu repositories, but I'm going to be installing a newer version 2. Probably, which version is it? 2.9. Yeah, that's the current version, I think. And that has, it's 2 things. You can install this version, which is in the Ubuntu PPA backport, so you can install this Krita version, and I think from Krita line builds, and that's kind of a cutting edge version. That's what version I usually install, so I'm just gonna keep with that. Even the newest releases they have are pretty stable, so I'm just gonna keep with that for now. So let's clear. Let's add that repository to the app add repository. The Mula 73 Krita. Okay. Sudo apt-get update. And install. So the apt-get install Krita 2.9, Krita 2.9 debug. So there's a lot of extra packages it has to install, and that is fine. It's like almost a gig. It has to be installed. And they have the builds for all the major distributions. And when that's done installing, we'll move on to my paint. If this takes too long, I'll just cut part out of the video and move on. Then we'll be moved on to the next one, but it might not take too long. it's not taking too long. It's unpacking everything now. It had to download so much stuff because they had to download a lot of the KD libraries, because that's not the graphical user interface that I use, but Krita is heavily tied to those. It's built on those libraries, so that's why it was so much to download. Okay, the Krita install is complete. Let's look that up. Version 2.97. So everything's good for Krita. Go ahead and close that. Check that off the list. Okay, now let's move on to MyPaint. MyPaint is a digital painters, so it's another art creation tool that kind of specializes in painterly type effects. And again, it's in the repositories, but I want to install the new version, so go to the download pages and go to the Ubuntu PPAs. So let's add the MyPaint repository. Sudo apt add repository. PPA Abe Chadwick. MyPaint testing. Make sure I typed it in correctly. There it is. I typed it in correctly before. Enter. Now sudo apt-get update. And here we go. Okay, and now let's install MyPaint. should be done shortly. Downloading all the required packages. Okay, it's complete. Let's see if my paint is in here. Yes, it is. About. Yes, it's the latest version. So, my paint install is done. And moving on to Scribus. Scribus is desktop publishing software. You can make brochures, books. It's kind of like a desktop publishing type software. And again, it's available just like the rest of them in the Ubuntu repositories. Just sudo apt-get install Scribus, but I want the newer version. They have the regular Scribus in the PPA, which is the 1.4 branch, the Scribus NG, which is the current branch, and the trunk, which is kind of the cutting edge one. I'm going to go with the Scribus NG install. So let's add the PPA for Scribus. Okay, and sudo apt-get update. Okay, and sudo apt-get install Scribus NG, because I want the 1.5x branch. That's fine to install all the additional libraries. Okay, the Scribus install is finished, so again, let's go check it out. Scribus NG. And indeed it is the 1.5 branch, so that is done. Check that off the list. Moving on to Blender. The Blender install I'm going to do a bit differently. I can sudo apt-get install Blender as with the other ones, but again, that's not the current version for Blender. And there used to be a PPA that was maintained for Blender, but that PPA, or those PPAs, are no longer being updated, so it's just easier to download Blender, the tarball, and extract it, and it's self-contained, so wherever you extract it to, it can be ran from there. So you can download Blender. Also, you can, this is the bleeding edge Blender, you can install, but we're going to do this one right here. So clear, and as you can see, I've already downloaded, I think I've downloaded Blender, maybe not, I don't see it. So let me just change directory and make sure. No, I haven't downloaded Blender. I thought I had. I must have downloaded it on my other computer. So I'll have to download that. I'm going to use the 64-bit version. Okay. That's going to take a minute. So while that's installing, I'm going to go ahead and install the video editor, which is Kdenlive. And again, you can install the default version, sudo apt-get install Kdenlive, the version that comes with Ubuntu 14.04, but I've found that version crashes on me a lot, and the newer version in the PPA is very stable, so that's the one I'm going to install on my system. So let's go ahead and add the repository. So add repository, PPA knob, Kdenlive, release. It's fine. Sudo apt-get update. And sudo apt-get install Kdenlive. Blender download just completed. Okay, let's see what version of Kdenlive we have. I can change all of this later. I'm just going to click through. So it comes up. Yes. I think this is a new version. I'll make sure later, but this is a newer version that is in the repository, so I'll see if this is the actual latest version that I want it installed. Okay, this is the recommended version. This is the correct recommended version. For my, yes, so which one did I install? Okay. I see what I did. I just installed the Kdenlive, the recommended version. I didn't install the latest version, so I should have installed Kdenlive release. Let's see, can I rectify that by just saying Kdenlive release? No. I need to add that PPA. So I'm just going to go and remove the other PPA. See where that is. Here it is. I want to remove that. Make sure it's gone completely. I think it is. Let's close that out. And sudo apt-get update. Okay, and let's try this again. Sudo apt-get app-add repository. I typed apt-app instead of apt-add. Okay, this is fine. So now let's see if this version will run right on the system. I don't know. update sudo apt get update. I don't think I did the update. This one might not install. I don't know if this one is available for Trusty. Yeah, the one I had before was the recommended version for Trusty. You need KDE5, utopic, and forward, so it might not. I don't have time to figure it out, I guess. I think I'll just run the other one. So let me step back. I think you can add it with the Ubuntu backports, but I'm not for sure. Oh wait. I'm doing it wrong. I'm doing it wrong. It should be that's right. It should be. Let me see. I've used the release repository. That's the PPA name. It should still be Kdenlive. So I've got the version that repository puts on my system. I just want to make yeah, that's the version I'm going to be able to get. I'm going to put that back because I didn't even pay attention. That's going to be 15.04, which I'm not updating to that. So that's me not reading. So I'm just going to stick with this one. I would like to try it out. Maybe on my X220 I might try out the new version. I install a different version of Ubuntu. Okay. Kdenlive is done. And I'll just go to it because, yes, it still opens correctly. So, now that I'm finished with that, let's go back to Blender. Blender should be easy. I already downloaded the tarball, so I should just have to extract this. So I'm just gonna go to the home directory first. Okay, I made an options directory, so let's go back to downloads, and Blender is here. I'm gonna extract. Okay. Where did it go to? I had to close it before it finished. Okay, here is Blender, and I'm just going to cut this folder from here. Go back to my options, my OPT directory, and here's Blender. This is where I want it, and that name is fine. And then there's Blender. So it's not too much of a problem to set up. It was real easy. And you can go in and do some configurations with your graphics cards and all of that, but I'm not going to do that now. So Blender is done. And now on to Audacity. Again, you can install the regular version, sudo apt-get install Audacity, or the one from the PPA, which is the one I'm going to install. It's version 2.1.1. Sudo apt add repository. Okay, and sudo apt-get update. I usually don't install a lot of PPAs, but for the graphics packages, the PPAs are fairly stable and not abandoned much, so I don't mind using the PPAs for these, and plus I can just go remove them if I have to. And install it. it's done with the install and one final test. .1.1. So everything is fine. Check the last one off the list, and I'm done installing all the graphics design, video editing, audio editing software on my laptop for today. So thanks.